Hi, welcome to our Homestead series. We hope this will be of enjoyment and informative. We don't know everything, we don't do everything perfect, but what we do know works for us. In these economic times, people have been talking about a back to the land movement or getting back to a more simple way of life. The transformation from the comforts of city dwelling and our modern way can be a little different going back to the homestead. I won't say complicated, but there are some things that some people should know. So I hope you enjoy this series. Thank you for watching. Okay, today in our Homestead series we're going to show you how we do our strawberries. My wife is going to do some demonstration. We got some strawberries put in on another raised bed that we built. This is another little raised bed that I built just out of some old used material I had here, and I got the dirt from the same place as I usually do, and I just did that this morning. Okay, you take it away there, hon.
Okay. These are strawberry plants that you get with, they're called dried rootstock, because you can buy them as a plant growing in the nursery, or you can get dried roots, which are a lot cheaper. These we paid about 65 cents each for, and I actually didn't know the nursery carried them until I asked, because they keep them in a fridge in the back.
And why do they keep them in a fridge?
It helps to keep them dormant so that they won't go bad or overgrow while they're waiting to be sold. And you can actually keep them in your own fridge at home until you're ready to plant them for usually a few weeks to even a month.
Which we did for what,
yeah.
Almost 3 weeks now?
Yeah, they've been sitting in our fridge, and as you can see they were just starting to grow a little bit.
Are we going to get strawberries on these things this year?
Most people recommend pinching the blossoms off the first year. I just can't ever do that.
Okay.
So I've actually found, I've grown strawberries before, and I've never actually found that it hurt the plant to let them naturally have a light crop of berries the first year. So we might get a few, and we might not get any till next year.
Okay.
Now, what you want to do is make a hole in your dirt. I already started down here. And spread your roots out a little bit. And you want to make sure that the soil level is about level with the crown, or growing point, as it's sometimes called.
Okay.
And then you just bring the soil in around it, and you push it down gently. And you want to make sure it's at the right level. If it's below, it could rot. And if it's too high, the plant just won't grow very well because your roots will be exposed. Now, in the fall, you want to wait till the ground has frozen and the leaves have died, and then you can come out and cover it with a good thick straw mulch. You don't do it before because you want the plant to go dormant.
Right. And what if you don't? What happens if you don't do that?
If you don't cover them, you might lose your strawberry plants.
Is this every year you have to do this, or?
Yeah, you do it every fall, and then in the spring you just pull the mulch back from around the plants and leave it in the rows in between the plants as a natural mulch to keep the weeds out. And you have to remember, like I said, every fall to cover them up, because the winter, they're not really winter hardy.
Okay.
You do the same thing with asparagus.
Could you use wood to cover them with if you had a permanent?
No, I would use straw or maybe wood chips. You want something with a good insulation value that won't hurt the plants.
All right.
And make sure you give them lots of water. You don't want it to be soggy, but you want it to be nice and moist all the time, or your berries won't grow very well.
And you're planting them about every square foot away from each other?
Yeah, I'm planting them about a foot apart.
About a foot apart on each side there. So we've got 24 of them going in. She bought 25, so we're putting one in the one of the girls' gardens there. We're going to give one to them to have. So we'll see how this goes, and if it works well, I'll build some more for next year. So I think is that all you were going to do for the strawberries? I
think so. The only other thing to remember is that they will send off runners.
Okay.
Baby plants. You can position them in between your rows and let them grow in to make a thick bed.
Okay.
You can also, if you get too many, once they start to root, you can cut them off from the mother plant and transplant them into another bed.
Well, there you go. So we actually could grow our own at this point.
Yeah, we will be able to do that.
Good.
And it's really cheap to do it that way, and it also makes sure that you always have a new bed up and coming, because these only last about 3 or 4 years before you start getting lower crops.
Okay.
So if you keep making sure you always have a new bed starting, you won't run out of berries.
Okay. Very good. So there you have it. There's our Homestead series on strawberries. I think she's got some other stuff we're going to show you on our planting as we do this. We've got pumpkins and zucchini to go in soon. Anyways, I guess that's all. We'll just leave you with a little scan of the countryside.
Daddy, in a minute.